Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron with Trash Ass Gamers bringing you an ultimate character build for Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer Comrades. I'm really enjoying this game mode. I hope you guys are too. They just released the standalone edition of it and it's actually vastly improved. A lot of bonus quests. The loading times are extremely better. Overall, it's much better than the base game version that was within Final Fantasy 15 as a DLC. So I'm going to be bringing to you an ultimate guide. Stay with me. This is going to be a lot of stuff. You can rewatch certain portions of it as you see fit, but I'm going to cover everything that you need to build this build that's really going to help you take care of the harder things within the game, such as the Arden and Ravis fight, which is the latest bonus quest that's very difficult. But we're going to be building Dancing Daggers, an Aegis Shield, a Dragon Whisker, two of them, and I will give credit to where credit is due. Legacy on the community page of Final Fantasy 15 on the Steam website has provided the Double Penetrator 10 recipe that I've used in this build. I like to use the aerial ace. That's really going to be good for most fights. You can switch it up depending on certain fights if you need to use a different sigil for any reason, but this is going to give us an overall strength of 2,654 and a vitality or defense of 1,663 with a penta resistance of 100% across the board. So we got a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. First up, we're going to need to make a crafter. A crafter is going to be an extra character that you make. We're not going to advance him any levels, and the reason we're going to do that is because all your items and gear is shared between characters, but your end of quest boosts are not, or your character boosts that only last for one match are not shared. So if we do the daily infernal quest 6 times, we can go to the Post of Potions lady with our crafter character and then purchase the crafting boost level 3, which is going to allow us to craft weapons with an additional performance of 30% to everything we craft. And as long as we don't do anything else with this character, we can always have that boost. So back to our guy, we're going to build the Double Penetrator 10 Dragon Whisker. Again, credit to Legacy on the Steam community for the original recipe for this. And there was the list of all the items that we need, and our first one is the Crooked Helix Horn, which can be found on the Too Tough to Tame quest. We're going to need 3 of those per Dragon Whisker, so we're actually going to need 6. And then the next item in the Terrible Taunt quest, or Treant quest, we're going to look for the Sharp Scythe. We're going to need 3 of these per Dragon Whisker, so we're going to need 6 totals, and those are going to drop from those killer wafts. And when you see the break, you should be able to get it. So once you have 6 of those, you'll be able to head over to the Cothless Depot, and then you can buy the Corsesa, which will upgrade to the Dragon Whisker as we upgrade it later. So we're going to need 2 of those, so keep that in mind. So you're going to need 6 Helix Horns and 6 Sharp Scythes to get that started. So let's start with the first Dragon Whisperer, the Double Penetrator. One item we're going to need is Dragon Horns, and we're going to need Dragon Horns for several of the weapons that we build, and that can be found in the Injuria's Jabberwock quest. And you need to target the head of the dragon as you saw there, and when you break the horn of the dragon, you will get the Dragon Horn as a drop, possibly. You may not, but keep going after it. Eventually you will get it. We'll also need 1 Ancient Cloth. The Ancient Cloth is found in the Havoc Befalls the Hut. As you progress through protecting the hut, eventually a Necromancer will spawn and you can grab the Ancient Cloth off of that. Now the majority of our farming is going to come from the Ghost in the Machine quest, which is found in the Cothless Depot section of the game. And keep in mind, you really need to open up the game before we really try to make this build, right? You need to open up all these quests. But we're going to need a lot of laser sensors, and the laser sensors are going to come from breaking portions of this robot, the Ma 10 Marble or whatever, by targeting different points. So once you break a point on the machine, go ahead and target somewhere else. And just keep in mind, when you're holding the right bumper to target, you can move your target by moving the right stick. And as we break different parts of the machine, we are going to hopefully get laser sensors. You're going to get a lot of electrolyte condensers, I think they're called. But really what we're looking for is the laser sensors. We're going to need about 96 of those for this build, so keep that in mind. You're going to be running this particular mission quite a bit for that. So next up, we're going to go into the Double Deadeyes quest, and what we need from here is the Behemoth Tears. And you're going to fight through the mission until the actual boss spawns. And again, we're going to target the horns as you saw there. And this is a pretty rare drop. You're probably going to have to run this. If you get the behemoth incisor, you know you're hitting the right spot. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to run this a couple times, but keep hitting those horns until you get that behemoth tier. So now quickly let's look at building a few other things that we need for a lot of the weapons throughout the game, and that is our strength gemstones and our vitality gemstones. A good thing you can do is you can go to Moldalcio HQ and buy these chrome bits, and you can actually use the chrome bits and the electrolytic condensers that you're going to be getting a ton off of the Ghost in the Machine to upgrade the basic katana, which can be bought in Lestalem. And by upgrading it to the point where the strength and vitality is greater than, about 64, when you break it down, you're going to get strength gemstones and vitality gemstones, which we're going to need for several of our weapons in this build, as well as a meteorite every time you do that. So let's make our first weapon. So now we have our Corsair. So we're going to make the 2x Penetrator Chin Dragon Whisker. First thing we're going to put in is 1 Dragon Horn. Alright. And then second, we're going to put that 1 Ancient Cloth in. And don't really worry about the abilities we put in yet. The ability that we're going to do is double Penetrator. And then we're going to put in 2 Strength Shards. And then finally, we're going to put in 3 laser sensors.
Got all tuned up for you.
And then once we go in, now we can put our behemoth tier in there, and be sure you select Penetrator 10. So now we've got Penetrator 10 in our newly remodeled harpoon. And now what we want to do is go back in and we're going to slot 15 laser sensors into this. And just be sure you do not select anything other than Penetrator 10. And once you do that, it's upgraded to Dragon Whisker with double Penetrator. And then we're going to add 2 meteorites to give it a max level of 120. And then we're going to go back to our laser sensors and we're going to drop another 34 laser sensors into it. And then after that, we're going to put 1 strength gemstone into it to our final form, double penetrator Dragon Whisker 651. So next up, the Life Drain 2 Dragon Whisker. Those are the items you need, so you can refer to that. So first up, we need to go to the Seaside Skirmish, and what we're trying to target here is the Killer Queen. This is really the only extra item we need than things that we've already got, and that's the Deadly Stinger. So once we have the Deadly Stinger, you can refer to the other items that I showed you already previously in the video. So to start off, we're going to put 4 laser sensors into our second Corsair that we bought. And then after that, we're going to put 2 dragon horns, and that's going to level it up to the harpoon. So next up, let's go back into it. And now what we need to put into it is the Deadly Stinger. And the Deadly Stinger is going to give us the Life Drain 2 ability. And this is going to act as a way for us to heal when we're fighting, because now we gain 30% of our base damage when we're attacking back as health. Alright, so now we're going to put 4 Vitality Gemstones. And then we're going to put 1 Strength Gemstone, and that's going to level it up again to the Dragon Whisker. And again, 2 meteorites to make it a level 120 capable. We'll put another 7 strength gemstones into it. And then we'll drop another 3 vitality gemstones into it for our final form of Life Drain 2 Dragon Whisker. So on to the Dancing Daggers. The Dancing Daggers are amazing. And this is also going to be where we put all of our Frost Shards to get our Penta 100% resistance. So that's going to be something that we need to know. So the first thing is to how to get it, and that is by doing the Robo Resurrection quest. There's going to be 2 of these large mech type enemies, and what we're looking for is 5 Dynamo. Dynamo is an item that can drop. Most likely you're going to get electric lytic condensers, but we're also going to head to the same place we got the Corsair, and as you can see, when you have 5 Dynamos, now we can buy the Dancing Daggers. So the dancing daggers are going to be where we put all of our resistances. So the thing about the resistance that you need to know is how to get them. And the best way to do it is by this point in the game you should have a ton of extra materials. So I just like to take that trash katana and put things that have those resistances into them, and all you need to do is get them up to a 14% resistance or a 28% resistance, whatever figure of 14. And for every 14% of something, whenever you deconstruct it, you're going to get a shard of that particular resistance. So as you can see here, I'm breaking down a flame and storm, and I'm getting a flame shard and a storm shard. And each shard is going to have a +7 on it when we imbue it into our dancing daggers. So we need 11 of each. We're going to need 11 sturdy plates, 11 dark shards, 11 flame shards, 11 frost shards, and 11 storm shards. So other than that, creating and dismantling those, that's really the only difference. The other things we need, we already have. So we're going to put 7 meteorites into it to give it a max level of 120. And then we're going to put the 11 sturdy plates, which is going to give us 100% projectile resistance. We're going to put 11 dark shards, which is going to give us the 100% dark resistance. We're going to put 11 flame shards for the 100% flame resistance. And we're going to put 11 frost shards for the 100% frost resistance, and then finally 11 storm shards for the 100% storm resistance. So now we're penta resistance on this particular weapon. And then after that, we're going to dump 40, our final 40 laser sensors into this. And then after that, we're going to put the dragon horn into the dancing daggers. And this time, be sure we select the Helm Splitter 10 ability to give a 30% debuff of enemies' resistances when it's hit with a regular attack. So when we put that in, we're going to select that ability, and now our dancing daggers are complete. And these are great because now you've got penta resistance, and it's going to change your ability to a dancing ability that increases your strength and vitality for 30 seconds. So it's really a great ability. So on to the Aegis Shield. Now, this one's a little bit different because we're going to have to go into the Chocobo part of the game in order to get the initial weapon. And so the first things first is that you need to pretty much beat quite a bit of the game until you can actually get chocobos. And then what you're going to start seeing on your quest is randomly one quest will have a chocobo beside it, and if you complete that particular quest, you have a chance to gain a chocobo. So basically, go ahead and fill up your stables, and then go to the hidden harbor, and you can select the chocobos that you found. And when you do that, you're going to press Y on them, and that's going to tell you how good they are, basically. And we really don't care about anything that they say other than them saying that they're at the top of the pecking order. If they're at the top of the pecking order, that means you can raise this particular chocobo to level 99. And the way that you're going to do that, I'll make a separate video of actually the best way to kind of make them level 99, because the purpose of this video is really to show you the entire character build. But basically, using the overall boost is the best way to go. Just always do overall, and then if they get hurt, fix them. But always stick with overall. That's the best way to get them to level 99. And really, to tackle the last boss in the arena section of the chocobo, you're really going to need maybe at least three level 99 chocobos. You can get away with 3 99s and an 80, which I think I do here. But ideally, you would like to have 4 level 99 chocobos when you go to the arena. So now we're going to go to the chocobo arena, and we're going to select the final boss of the chocobo arena, which is the Choco Champion, and then we're going to place our 4 Chocobos in there, and they're going to do battle. And as you can see, the level 99s are kind of an A+. They have a higher attack, and they have a lot more health points. So that's the reason that you really need the high level Chocobos in order to get the Rusted Plate, which is the initial part of the Aegis Shield that we're going to build. Now, a quick tidbit about this fight, I found it easier just to let them fight. You can see the A, X, Y above their names, and if you press it, it casts their particular spell, like the red ones do of flame damage. But I found that slowed their overall damage down, and it was much easier to win to just let them fight. So keep that in mind. So once you do beat the Choco Champion, you'll get the Rusted Plate, and we're on to our first step of the Aegis Shield. Now, the only additional item that we need that we haven't covered in previous parts of the video is the Zoo Beak. To get the Zoo Beak, you're going to have to do actually quite a difficult quest called the Gomendizing Zoo. This is actually a pretty difficult quest, so what you might might want to do is make all those weapons first with your crafting character before you do this quest, and then come in here and just, you can really get the break on any portion of the zoo, the boss that spawns in after you kill all the frogs, to get the zoo beak. And once you have that, we're ready to build our Aegis shield, which is a great shield because this shield is going to give us immune, which is going to basically protect us from all status ailments, as well as Sentinel 10, which is, if you have it quick, you can really nullify 30% chance to nullify all damage. So this is actually a really great overall shield to play with. So we're going to start off, we're going to put 3 dragon horns into it. And you really need to use this leveling up method because it's pretty specific and you have to hit quite a bit of numbers in order to level it up. So now we're going to go to our zoo beaks and we're going to put 2 of those in there. And then we're going to put 2 strength gemstones into the shield. And now we're going to put, after it's evolved, we're going to put 4 dragon horns into it again. Go back up to our zoo beak, and we're going to plop another 2 zoo beaks into it. And now we can do 2 meteorites to raise its maximum level to 120. And then we're going to do 6 more total strength gemstones. I know I put 5 in there, but I will plop another one in. And then after that, we're going to put 2 vitality gemstones. And that's it. That's the build. I know it's a lot of info. Feel free to watch different parts of it. It's a lot of info in a little bit of time. I tried to make it concise for you guys. But the way that this build is going to work is that now that we have our dancing daggers, what you're going to want to do is you're going to equip your dancing daggers, and then you use your curative spell, and you're going to start this little dance. And you don't have to watch the whole dance. You can immediately switch over to your dragon whisker with the double penetration on it, and now we're hitting 9,999 every hit almost. It's fabulous. And with the rogue ace, you can really fly around, stay off the ground. The shield is going to protect us from basically any ailment. It's a super OP build. I really hope this helps you guys out if you're having difficulty with any of the harder quests. I will about to shoot a video shortly of the Arden and Ravis quest, so I'll show you guys the method for that. But this build should really help you guys out if you're having any trouble. It is a grind to get some of the pieces, but I hope you found it helpful. If you did, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.